everyone, it's Caitlin. Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I kind of have one that I'm a little bit nervous, but I'm also kind of excited about. The only reason why I'm nervous is because I'm going to be showing every book that I have on my shelves that I have not read. I'm a bit nervous because I feel like I don't have that many unread books. I don't know how many books I've not read. I think my guesstimate is probably around 60 books, which is still a lot of books that I have not read, but we will find out. So I'm going to show all of the books on my shelves except for the bottom shelf I have here, because this shelf down here is just a collection of like my childhood books or books that I have read in my childhood, as well as like a few other random tidbits. But otherwise we're going to go through every single one of my shelves, and I'm going to kind of go in the order that they're on my shelves. So the way that my shelves are organized is by genre and then by author last name. So that's the way I have it now. So I'm just going to stop babbling and we're just going to get on to all of the books that I have not read on my shelves. We are first going to start off with my small shelf, and that is my contemporaries and my classics. So starting off with my contemporaries. The 12 Days of Dash and Lily by Rachel Cohn and David Leviathan. Well Met by Jen DeLuca. Let It Snow by John Greed, Maureen Johnson, and Lauren Miracle. All Your Perfects by Colleen Hoover. Confessions of a Shopaholic. Shopaholic Takes Manhattan, and Mini Shopaholic, all by Sophie Kinsella. The Rest of Us Just Live Here by Patrick Ness. Geekarella by Ashley Poston. The Notebook by Nicholas Sparks. Standoff by Andrew Smith. The Statistical Probability of Love at First Sight by Jennifer E. Smith. The Geek's Guide to Unrequited Love by Sarah Venice Tosh. For classics we have Emma by Jane Austen. Animal Farm by George Orwell. I don't know if you would consider this a classic, but this is just kind of where I put it on my shelf, but that is Fight Club by Chuck Palahniuk. Great Tales and Poems. And Major Tales and Poems by Edgar Allan Poe. For my mass paperback classics, these are not in alphabetical order the way that these ones are, but that is Persuasion by Jane Austen and Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. The next genre is my fantasy books. Now, the majority of them are young adult fantasy, but I do have some adult fantasies in there as well, just because I don't have enough of just adult fantasy, so I just decided to make it just a general fantasy kind of area. Assassin's Heart by Sarah Ayers. Trial by Fire by Josephine Angelini. Onyx and Ivory by Mindy Arlett. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Art of Thorns by Brie Barton. This is an art copy. I didn't receive this. I bought this at a Goodwill, which I don't actually think you're allowed to purchase ARCs, but I did not receive this ARC myself. Anna Dressed in Blood. And Girl of Nightmares by Kendar Blake. Roar by Cora Carmack. The Warrior Heir. The Demon King. And The Exiled Queen, all by Cinda Williams Chima. The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. Wind Witch by Susan Dennard. Legendary by Stephanie Garber. Hawthorne by Carol Goodman. The Shadow Hour by Melissa Gray. Sea Witch by Sarah Henning. The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin. Dark Shores by Danielle L. Jensen. Torment by Lauren Kate. Beyond a Darkened Shore by Jessica Leake. Ignite Me by Tahara Mafi. The Heart of Betrayal by Mary E. Pearson. His Dark Materials Bind Up by Philip Pullman. Snow Like Ashes by Sarah Rosh. Siege of Shadows by Sarah Raleigh. Rebel Spring and Gathering Darkness, both by Morgan Rhodes. Wandering Star by Romina Russell. Steel Heart by Brandon Sanderson. Our Dark Duet by Victoria Schwab. The Crown's Game by Evelyn Skye. A Cold Legacy by Megan Shepard. The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. A Torch Against the Night by Saba Tahir. The Perilous Sea by Sherry Thomas. The Lord of the Rings Bind-Up by J.R.R. Tolkien. It's very intimidating. Siren's Fury and Siren's Song, both by Mary Weber. And I Darken by Kirsten White. And Sky in the Deep by Adrienne Young. I have one nonfiction book on my shelves that I have not read yet, and that is The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. The next genre shelves that we're going to go through is my dystopians, as well as my vampire novels. Yes, I have vampire novels on my shelf that I still need to read. In the Afterlife by Alexandra Bracken. Fever by Lauren DeStefano. And The Retribution of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. Dead Until Dark, Altogether Dead, From Dead Till Worse, Dead and Gone, Dead in the Family, Livin' Dead in Dallas, Club Dead, Dead to the World, Dead as a Doornail, and Definitely Dead, all by Charlene Harris. The next section is going to be my fairy tale retellings, Once Upon a Dream, A Twisted Tale by Liz Braswell, A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Commuter, Ferris by Marissa Meyer, Dorothy Must Die Stories Volume 1 and Volume 2, both by Danielle Page, The Wizard of Oz by Frank L. Baum. The next is I have 2 graphic novels, the first one being, I believe it's Moss Volume 1 and 2 by Art Spiegelman. The next is going to be my mythology section. This one is a DNF, it's only about this way filled, but that is Recreated by Colleen Hoke. Now starts my Rick Riordan section. Throne of Fire, which is the second book in the Kane Chronicles, The Lost Hero, The Son of Neptune, The Mark of Athena, The House of Hades, and The Blood of Olympus, which are books 1 through 5 in the Heroes of Olympus series. And The Sword of Summer, which is the first book in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series. The next few books are going to be from my mystery section. This is like my YA, children's, adult mystery. I just decided to put all of them in kind of one section. Angels and Demons and The Lost Symbols by Dan Brown. A Study in Charlotte by Brittany Cavallaro. The Hardy Boys book number 2, The House on the Cliff. The Hardy Boys book number 5, Hunting for Hidden Gold. And The Hardy Boys book 6, The Shore Road Mystery, all by Franklin W. Dixon. The Cuckoo's Calling, The Silkworm, and Career of Evil, all by Robert Galbraith, which is J.K. Rowling, if you didn't know. One of Us is Lion by Karen M. McManus. Stalking Jack the Ripper by Carrie Maniscalco. Series of Unfortunate Events number 2, which is The Reptile Room. And Series of Unfortunate Events number 3, which is The Wide Window. Both by Lemony Snicket. The next few books are going to be from my historical fiction section. The Hamilton Affair by Elizabeth Cobbs, Outlander by Diana Gabaldon, and The Historian by Elizabeth Kostova. That has been all of the unread books that I have on my TBR shelf. I don't know how many that is. I will have a counter here, but I didn't realize I had that many. It's definitely more than what I thought. Another reason why I wanted to make this video was because I wanted to hold myself accountable, and hopefully by this time next year all of these books have been read. Even I hope by the end of this year at least all or majority of those books have been read. Anyways, that has been all of the books that I have not read on my shelves. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel if you guys liked this video and want to see more from me in the future. Otherwise, I will see you in my next video. Bye.